name is Dr. Sherri. Let me adjust this one phone. I'm doing Periscope and Facebook Live at the same time. All right, I want to tell you guys or show you guys something in the Word that has saved me a lot of trouble, okay? And it's the title of this message is, Are You Finishing God's Sentences? And let me give you some background. I have a Doctor of Divinity, and my husband and I have a church called The Furnace that we hold every Friday night. And we like to do that so people don't have to leave their home church to come to The Furnace. And I have seen a pattern where people that are, gosh, and I hope that the Facebook is doing okay. It might be a little slow. I don't have very good internet here, unfortunately. But anyway, what I have found is a lot of people will be told by God something that they're supposed to do or a part of it, and then they'll finish his sentence. And I learned this, I can't remember the guy's name. I'll try to maybe post it later in the comments when I post this on Facebook. But anyway, I want you to look at Zechariah chapter 4. And we're going to start with verse 1. And I want to show you something that I'd never seen before. It says, "And the angel that talked with me came again, and he waked me as a man that is wakened out of sleep, and said unto me, What do you see?" Now I'm reading out of the King James, so I'm going to kind of paraphrase a little bit. "And I said, I have looked, and behold a candlestick all of gold, with a bowl on the top of it, and his 7 lamps thereon, and 7 pipes to the 7 lamps which are upon the top. And 2 olive trees by it, one upon the right side of the bowl, and the other upon the left side. So I answered and spake to the angel that talked with me, saying, What are these, my Lord? Then the angel that talked with me answered and said unto me, Don't you know what these are? And I said, No, I don't." Now that's very interesting, because he knew exactly what he was seeing. He was seeing the menorah, the candlestick in the altar. That's what he was seeing. And he was saying, "No, I don't know what I'm seeing." Well, why was he doing that? Well, let me give you a clue. When an angel or God asks you a question, they're not looking for information. They are looking for willingness to gain understanding. And so he says, "No, I don't know what that is." He refused to finish God's sentence. So he sees the menorah. He knows exactly what he's seeing, but the angel says, "Do you know what you see?" He says, "No." Then this is the angel's response to his humility and saying, "No, I don't know what I'm seeing." And in verse 6 of Zechariah 4, "Then he answered and said to me, This is the word of the Lord unto Zerubbabel, not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, saith the Lord of hosts. Who are you, O great mountain? Before Zerubbabel you will become a plain, and he will bring forth the headstone with shouts of grace, grace unto it." Now, remember, what does that have to do with the fact that Zechariah saw the menorah and 2 olive trees? Like, how on earth did the angel come with this interpretation, not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, from this scripture of Zechariah seeing in a vision the menorah and the olive trees? Here's the thing, guys. A lot of times when God tells us something, we finish his sentence. Let me give you an example. There's a sweet girl, she goes to the furnace, and she's very prophetic. And she wanted, for the first time this year, she was going to have money to buy people Christmas presents. Well, it was going to take an act of faith. If she bought Christmas presents, she might not have enough money for, say, rent. Okay? So I'm like, Christmas presents, rent, whatever. I personally wouldn't have done it, but, she prayed. And she heard the Lord tell her, you can get Christmas gifts. Now, when she prayed about it, she wanted it for her parents and her siblings. That was it. And then God had specifically told her a present for another person at the furnace. Okay, so here's what happened. She gets okay to do it. She goes and gets the gifts, and then she's like, well, if I get this person at the furnace this, then I've got to get this person a gift. Before you knew it, she'd gotten pretty much everybody at the furnace a gift, plus me and my husband, plus my father-in-law, and she didn't have her rent money. Okay, so what went wrong? So in counseling her, she had some fear, right? Because, she doesn't have her rent money. So this is the first thing I told her. This is the first thing I want you to hear. God's grace will cover you. She wasn't being rebellious. She wasn't being disobedient. And she thought she heard a specific thing, so she was going forth. Well, through coaching her through this life lesson, right? I said, did God say get a gift for all these people? Or did you have a specific person or persons in mind? And so what she learned out of that was that she had finished God's sentence. When she spoke with him, she had this idea of buying for these people, but she added all the other stuff for the other people. You know why? Because she was worried about what people would think if someone got a gift and then the other person didn't. That, guys, is performance, okay? So that was a huge lesson. When God shows you something, when he speaks to you, do not finish his sentence. Just like Zechariah saw the menorah, saw the 2 olive trees. He asked Zechariah, what do you see? Zechariah knew exactly what he was seeing, but he said, I don't know, you know. And he allowed the messenger of God to tell him what was on God's heart. And it doesn't appear to even have any relation to the other, but it does. If you're prophetic, you understand the whole thing. Or if you're a student of the word. When God tells you something, here's my recommendation. Ask him, what does this look like? So whenever she prayed, okay, Lord, I want to get Christmas gifts. Is that okay? And he said, yes. Okay, who do I get gifts for? You know what I mean? Like, what's my budget? Give me some good deals. You know what I mean? Like, you want to get the rest of what God's saying and not assume. So for example, recently I had a dream. And in the dream, I thought it meant a specific thing. So I'm looking for specific things to happen, specific connections. I had to travel 13 hours for this dream. It was like literally I had to travel. I had to go to a certain place. I did not want to go. And when I get there, what I thought was going to happen did not happen. In fact, I was sent there for a different assignment. And what I saw in the dream was the bait to get me there because God knew I wouldn't go. I didn't finish his sentence, but I was kind of pondering what was going to happen. Well, because I didn't think I knew exactly what was going to happen, and I've learned not to finish his sentences, I was very open. So when an event occurred that in the past I would have been like, are you kidding me? Like, seriously, I'd be like, I traveled 13 hours and this happened? Really? Like, I would have been very upset. Because I didn't finish God's sentences and I kept it open to what he was doing, I was able to stay in peace. And so that's what I want for you guys. Don't finish God's sentences. If you don't, you'll stay in peace. And he likes dialogue. He likes talking with you, and he likes you asking questions, and he likes you saying, Lord, I don't know what you're saying. What are you telling me? He loves, loves, loves that. Okay? So I hope this lesson helps you. Tomorrow before the furnace, I'll do a Periscope and I'll have some prayer requests that we'll just pray for. So if any of you have any, just kind of be thinking about them. But do any of you have any questions on receiving a prophetic word, receiving a vision or a dream, or any time that you have finished God's sentences, that you might be in a mess that you need prayer for? So I want to ask before we go. And for those that are on Facebook Live, you can put in comments or you can message me any questions. All right. Well, that's it. I thank you guys for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Be thinking of some prayer requests you need, and have a great night. I've got to get to my next client. Busy day.